This is Paul's Philosophy 3. Hello, hello. Paul's Philosophy 3 with a little bit of psychology or science, maybe a little bit of religion. I don't know. I'm just going to wing it as I go. I don't have anything written down or pre-prepared, so I'm just going to start with reality. What is reality? Basically, reality is your perception, how you perceive the world and things around you, all these. According to the ancient Greeks, let me back that up. Okay, reality is basically perceived by your mind, right? According to ancient Greeks, your mind and spirit were really one and the same. Um, so, uh, so basically, you have your brain, your neurotransmitters, your different receptors, and going and different chemicals are released, dopamine, glutamate, or whatever, endorphins, etc., etc., etc. And it goes to your heart, your nerves, nerve endings, your occipital lobes, frontal lobes, cerebral cortex, or whatever, double oblongata, and all these things, and it can, parts of your brain. And there's a belief that people that only use 10% of their brain. It's not true. Basically, you use all of your brain pretty much, different parts of your brain throughout the day, throughout and all that sort of stuff. So really, you use pretty much all of your brain, and not really 10% because I would, but I'm not sure where it comes from, but really use just about all your brain. But anyway, different functions of your brain are used throughout the course of the day, whatever you're doing, whatever you have a knack for, or happen to be doing, or things that require certain functions, But anyway, of your brain. But then you have your mind within your brain. Basically, your mind, according to the ancient Greeks, like I said, and spirit are really connected. Um, you know, whether you know, whether you believe that, if there is a God, then you also believe there's a spirit. If you believe, whether you're an atheist, you believe in Darwinism approach, or you believe in creationism, God created the world in 6 days and rested on the Sabbath, or Shabbat, or Sabbath, whatever. Most people have a monotheistic faith, and whether Christianity being the largest, or Judaism, or Islam, monotheistic faiths, coming away from or coming out of polytheistic faiths. And of course, there was an in between. I forgot what you call that, but anyway. So reality itself, what is reality? You get the matrix theory, which basically states that we're all just experiencing a virtual reality. We're in some sort of virtual simulation or something, some kind of binary computer somewhere, and the reality is really just a virtual simulation and all that kind of shit, and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's what some people have believed or believe. The reality, according to French philosopher Rene Descartes, reality is there's this theory thing he came up with called the evil genius, which tries to get you to question reality, or question your existence in reality, or that you exist at all. Reality itself, or your existence at all within reality. So, evil genius will come around saying you don't exist, try to get you to question your existence or reality, that sort of stuff. So, basically, in order to see if you're existing or in reality, you first think. The fact that you even think that you don't exist proves, that you exist, according to the theory Descartes was saying. I think, that he said, I think, therefore I am, cognito, or ergo sum. Basically, the fact that you can even think about that you're not in reality or not existing proves that you exist, because, you're thinking about it, so you must be in some sort of existence of some sort within reality of your perception, which is reality, right? Everyone's perception is reality for that person. Basically, if you're all on the same plateau as everyone else's reality, everyone differs, everyone's an individual, but we're also alike in a lot of ways, no matter who you are, whatever nationality, whatever race, whatever gender. We're all basically alike for the most part, but, in a lot of functional ways, in a lot of ways, but we're also very different in a lot of ways. So, um, so everyone's an individual in their own unique way. And so, man, it's almost 5 minutes. Damn. So, man. So basically, you have different types of, a lot of people don't really focus too much on, unless you're into it, as far as, people that thought more of philosophy one time or another. But, but people still do today, and can be relevant. It's relevant as far as whether you like it or not. Everything has a label, everything has a category. So philosophy really is relevant. You might not choose to practice it consciously, but everyone fits in some sort of category or something. You don't know of it or think about it, or if you have knowledge and you only care for knowledge that applies to things that you can use, well then you're a pragmatist. And you might not realize it, but it's pragmatism. And you have people that put knowledge as a superior belief. Knowledge, epistemology basically is about related or similar to ontology and rationalism and imperialism. Imperialism sounds like imperialism, but those are two different things. So, John Locke being the imperialist and Rene Descartes being the rationalist, and the sort of category labels. And then basically those are about the same as epistemology, which believes that knowledge is superior. Knowledge is its superior focus, and knowledge is the main focus on your reality, existence, things beyond, things that things that you see within society, things beyond society, societal issues, could be government, that sort of thing, even morality, morality, stuff like that can fall into the category of ethics. But you got all these different types of things within philosophy. And then there you go. Your belief system is predicated upon how you view the world and your mind, and the things that you have are all based upon the beliefs, and whether some sort of whether religious beliefs or non-religious beliefs, or what has some sort of belief system. And then you have people that everyone I'm speaking standard wise. You have people that are not consciously that are not really conscious. I say conscious, I mean they're not walking in consciousness. No one's perfect. We all make mistakes. But they're not conscious within themselves. CONSCIOUS, and also some people are not conscious. CONSCIENCE. They don't have a conscience. They're sociopaths or whatever. They're not empathetic of others. So they don't seem to have that ability to empathize for people. There's some people that are like that. It's not a majority of people. Thank God, thank goodness, but and not everyone is a sociopath, is a murderer, and that sort of thing. But it's not, it's not good if you don't have an empathetic awareness of other people, and care for other people. Seem to care for, or you don't care, or you empathize. In general, basically, it's not good. Not judging, because there's some people that that are really successful, but they just are esteemed to be some sort of narcissistic or a sociopath or some sort of way. Not everyone is a sociopath or a serial killer, but that's not a good thing to be, really. To be non-empathetic of others. But then you have people that are not in touch with reality. Then you have psychosis, that sort of thing. Whether you can be very focused within reality and then fall out of reality. You can have a back and forth issue. At one moment you're in tune with what others seem to perceive for the general part as reality. Everyone's an individual, but so we're very different. We're also, we're also very alike. We're also individuals and different from one another, but the basic perception, perception and interaction of reality seems to be that person's reality. We're not agreeing with other people's reality. Basically, it becomes a delusion. A delusion is basically a false belief of something that exist that doesn't really have any evidence of existence, or is not really existing. And then illusion is the appearance of something that does exist, or something has happened and it really is happening. It's illusion. It's a false, sense of what's going on, and a delusion is a false belief of what is going on. But that's a whole different thing. I don't want to get into. You have different types of God, I don't want to get into it right now. But you have different types of psychosis. Of course, you have schizoaffective, bipolar, all these different labels, schizophrenia, things like that. And you have personality disorders, anxiety disorders, all these things. Have an effect on what your reality is. Everyone has a personal perception, hence a personal reality. Things exist whether you exist or not, but your perception of things existing in your existence is an interpretation of everything else, basically. Because you have your mind, your mind perceives things to be as they are, and your mind is with you everywhere you go. So, if you didn't have your mind, you wouldn't exist, basically. So, also, with everything, really, if you think about it, there is no nothing. Everything is something. Even when you do nothing, basically, you're doing something. You go to sleep, you lay down. If you're supposed to be at work and you choose to sleep, it might be being a lazy ass, but basically, you're still doing something. You're still existing within time or space-time. You're still doing some sort of function. Everything has a function in some way. It said whether you believe in Darwinism or creationism, it said that that the Big Bang says it came from nothing and was exploded into something that, and then according to different texts of the Bible and whatnot, whatever, all monotheistic, basically may differ, but basically Judaism and Christianity especially basically say that God created everything from void, emptiness. But really there is something. Everything. Even the air, space. There's something that things were brought to existence for a purpose. So then when you start to define why am I here? What purpose am I here for? Then basically you're being you're being philosophical. You're thinking. You're analyzing this and that. Anytime you analyze anything, just based on a root basis or general basis, without applying to a specific science or a specific function of something, then you're philosophizing, and you're in and out on different bases. You're looking at everything from a broad spectrum. You're philosophizing. Anyway, I have more stuff to say. It's hard to do this without writing anything down. I'm going to write something down next time. It's almost 15 minutes. And, I don't want to get too crazy and start babbling on, because I don't think anybody's going to watch this for 13 minutes and 28, 29, 30 seconds or whatever. Anyway, at least except for maybe me every once in a while. There might be a few people that might watch at least 3/4 of it or something. But anyway, I gotta go. Peace. Bye.